Sandra Waldrop from Kingdom Acres. You can hear my sweet new friend Sandra from Country Family Roots. She's currently going on Vintage Country Crafting Friends. And let me get off of her line. I've been having lots of fun with her. I have my iPad here with me because if not, it's super hard for me to see the comments on that side. So I've got my iPad over here and I'm gonna do my best to see the comments. Let me see here. I need to get over here and let Janice know. Just trying to get going here. Okay, good, Janice, you found me. I'm glad. Welcome, everyone. My name is Sandra Waldrop from Kingdom Acres. I'm going live at this time slot outside of my normal 9 a.m. time slot because I am broadcasting through Vintage Country Crafting Friends. If you're not part of that group, please go and join it because they are having live crafters once an hour today, and they put out new schedules all the time for live crafting. So please be sure and go share that, go join in that group and share it if you have friends that you think would be interested. That would be fantastic too. Aw, thanks Irma. Thanks Irma. I appreciate that. You're so sweet. I've got my iPad here and I'm going to try to be watching the comments on the iPad instead of through my phone, because otherwise I'm like, what's going on the iPad? Let's see here. Maybe I can mute myself. Okay, there we go. So hopefully I'll be able to see that and I won't be distracted. Hopefully. Any luck? Any luck? Let's see if that'll work for me. Oh, thank you, Miss Karen. I appreciate you. Oh. Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining me. So today, Vintage Country Crafting Friends is doing an Easter theme. And a big thank you to our host, Miss Janice, for letting me come on today and share with y'all my craft. Also, I heard that today is a Country Crafting Friend regular. Miss Norma's today's her birthday, so happy birthday to her. Hi, Country Family Roots. Look, I'm looking over there and I have my iPad here and I don't know why I can't see the comments over here. Oh goodness, defeats the whole purpose. I'm still squinting. Let's see here. I don't know how to make all this technology just go for me. I don't know. We'll just get to going, okay? So I'm gonna do a cute little jar situation. For us, Easter means watching Peter Rabbit, okay? I love rabbits. My daughter raises rabbits. She has a Flemish Giant and a Dutch, and she showed them recently at the Houston Livestock Show and Rodeo. And I've always had rabbits. As a kid, my brothers would go out and catch me wild rabbits. Hi, Miss Jennifer. I'm glad to have you on. And so, to me, spring and Easter is really a rabbit time. It's definitely the reason for the season is actually Jesus. We do know this, but I really just love the carrots and the bunnies and all the cute things. I've got my garden going and we're growing carrots, and so I've got this cute little image here, and it says McGregor Farms Carrot Patch, picked farm fresh. Family owned, open daily, homegrown since 1902. And I got this on Etsy. Oh, and I can't remember the name of the shop I got it from. But I will post it in the comments here on Facebook. And then when I do my YouTube upload, I'll put it in the description. My YouTube page is Kingdom Acres Homestead with Sandra Waldrop. Okay, so if you know my name, you know the page you're on, then it's easy to find me on YouTube also. So we're going to be making this cute little jar into an Easter themed jar, just as a little shelf sitter. And this jar is so unique to me. Look at that shape. Isn't that so unique? I found this jar at Costco, and it was full of peaches in heavy syrup, and the peaches were divine. I was not there for peaches, but I certainly, yes, it is so fun. I certainly got them because I was like, I can do a craft with that jar. So, you know you're a crafter when your grocery shopping ties in with your craft shopping, right? So, okay. I'm just going to go ahead and use the water method on my little image here and get that cut out. And I'm just going to grab any old paintbrush and kind of go around it and get it cut out. So I hope y'all are having a great day. Oh, thank you. Yes, please look for me on YouTube. We hit the road early this morning. We had some last minute shopping to do because my girls are in a wedding this weekend. My niece is getting married, and so really all of us had things that we needed to purchase. And so like they still needed their shoes and jewelry, and I'm not really wanting to like go to a salon to get our nails done or anything, so we went to Sally's and got gel nail polish and stuff so we can do our nails at home. You know, us DIYers, we're like, we don't need to spend money on that, we can do it ourselves. So we're gonna do it ourselves, and that'll be fun. Me and my girls doing our nails together, and you know, giggling and eating popcorn and stuff, and we're just gonna make a night of it. I think I would like, anyways. So that's what it looks like right now. It looks very rugged. I'm just gonna pull away all the white, and these comments still are not coming up on my iPad. I can see them over here. When yes, being in weddings can be expensive. Oh my goodness gracious. I got the jewelry for just 2 of my daughters, and it was almost $60 just for like jewelry from Marshall's. It was just, you know, cheap costume jewelry, and it was $60. And you know, we were so excited to find such good deals on jewelry. We're like, ah! I know my husband's like, what on earth is she doing leaving the house? Every time she does, our bank account just feels the pain. Every time. Hi, Danica. Oh, I'm glad to see you on. Thanks for joining me. Cheaper and just as cute. Yes. Oh, hi, Tina Marie. I'm glad you caught me today. I know you caught me right at the end of my last one. What was it, on Friday? That one was so much fun. I did an outdoor craft for like a gardenscape or a patio table, and it just turned out so cute. And really, I have to credit Janice and her Easter theme for that, because once I thought of what I wanted to do, and I knew I wanted to do this, but I had like several ideas, so that idea for that one came from me kind of brainstorming for this event. So that was great. Hi, honey. It's my husband watching. Hopefully he didn't hear that talk about how much money was spent at Marshall's. Turn my iPad vertical, And my, okay, so my iPad is vertical, but it's a little behind me also. So I don't know. Maybe it's my Wi-Fi. I don't know. There's, let's see. Nope. I don't know. I'm worried that if I do something over here, it's going to mess me up over here. And so maybe one day I'll just go live randomly when nobody's expecting me to, and I'll just kind of play with it and people can be just like looking at my nostrils and stuff. I don't know. Okay, so I'm going to paint this jar before we put the, this label. Look at that already. I can tell it's going to be so cute. Okay, here's where I need to ask the class. Okay, do I do the like robin's egg blue kind of color? It's called pool, but again, I'm going to vintage this up. Everything's going to be like coffee grunged. And then I have like this green mossy color in the chalk paint, and then I just have the country white, what is it? It's just a chalk color, or plaster. It's plaster. That's what it's called, is chalk paint. So what do y'all think? Which color? Touch the screen. Okay. I touched it and it's giving me the, maybe I'm touching it in the wrong spot. It just wants to give me the description. I don't know. And of course this is a new iPad, so I haven't played with it very much because I got myself the new iPad and my 9-year-old daughter was like, thanks for getting me an iPad, and then immediately absconded with it. I was like, hey, that's for me. Mossy. I like the mossy too. I do like the mossy. I've used it on a plate and a canister, and I was thinking maybe the mossy too. I don't know if the blue is a little bit too bright for what I'm going for. And it'll also tie into like the green carrot tops. So yeah, I think I'm gonna go with the mossy. Hi Amy, glad you're on. Shauna, Diane, oh hi Peaches, my sweet friend Peaches. Yes, mossy green. Okay, good, we're all on the same page. And I'm just gonna go to town on this. And I was telling my husband, I'm like, I'm so excited I get an hour to do my live, but I know I have to be careful with that mindset, because this is what happens to me when we have somewhere to be. I'll wake up extra early and I'm like, I've got all the time in the world. And then the last second I'm like, get in the car! We're gonna be late! Go, go, go! Rush, rush, rush. So I know I definitely don't want to take that for granted and just sit here and chit chat. But I'm going to try to work as I go. Whistle while I work. I'm going to do my best. Oh, thank you. Crafting Barefoot with Sharon. Thank you, Sharon. I appreciate you. I'm so thankful that your page name has your human name in it, because it is very hard for me to remember human names. If you you have a dog, you have a horse, a cat, I will remember that animal's name and we will have a lasting relationship. I'm horrible at remembering human names. People walk up to me out in public and they're like, hey, how's it going? Blah, 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 blah. I'm like, hey, you, how's it going? How's your dog Rusty? How's all Rusty doing? You know, just, I just love me some animals, I guess. I'm an animal person. I love them. They're so cute and furry. And they don't care if you smell bad or if you're grumpy. They're still gonna come and give you the lovin's. They are. Hi, Miss Karen. Yeah, so we have, out here we have 3 horses. and in the mornings I go out before my daughters get up, and my daughters are the horse feeders. I am not. I am the garden waterer, okay? And the leaf checker for insects trying to disrupt my plants. And so I'll go out there, and them horses are looking at me, and they're neighing at me, and they're pawing the ground and being impatient for their breakfast. But I'm like, hey, you are barking up the wrong tree. Yes, I love this mossy green color. Isn't it? Look at that. Look at how good that's looking. I love it. I love it. And if I wanted to brighten this, I could probably either add a little bit of white to the green, like maybe on a palette, or maybe I could just whitewash it a little bit. I might whitewash it before I vintage it up even more. That might be fun. Do a little bit of whitewashing just to bring some brightness into it and make it have that nice springy brightness to it. I love it. There we go. I think we're about covered here. And there. How's that looking? Yeah. Y'all like it? I like it. I like it a lot. Oh goodness, I hope I didn't break my cup. These plastic cups have a tendency to crack in the bottom. So if you see me just like randomly running or like start, it's because we've got a mess going on. Thank you. Thank you. A couple weeks ago, I had a live in another group, and it was like 2 minutes before I was about to go on, and my tripod decided to do something weird, and it wouldn't hold my phone up. So I had to like prop it straight up. You couldn't see anything I was doing because my table only goes so far back, and it was already like the time that I was supposed to be live, and I was like panicking. And I'm rushing around, and I do something, and my daughter Stanley goes flying across the room. Water is everywhere, and I'm just standing here like pretending like there's not like a huge disaster like on the other side of my phone. It was it was crazy. It was crazy. You just never know what's gonna happen, right? All right, I've got my little crafting cart here. I'm just gonna get my high-tech crafting equipment, my blow dryer. Plug it in here. Thank you, Lori. I appreciate it. Yeah, you just never know what's gonna happen. You never know. And then I'm not the only one who lives in my house. Praise God, right? But that means that when I'm like trying to be live and stuff, there might be like noises or dogs, you know, dogs barking, things slamming, people leaving and trying to tell me bye, or people arriving and they're like, hey, how's it going? So you just never know. You never know what's going to be going on behind my camera. Oh, goodness. Yes, I'm loving this mossy green. It's my favorite right now, truthfully. As we move into summer, I'll probably use some more of those blues. But like, you see my decor, like it's mostly primitive and real vintage looking. And so even with that blue, I will definitely have to vintage it up, right? I'm distracting myself with my own face on my iPad. It's funny. Hello. Oh, hi, Nicholas. Okay, hi, Nicholas. I'm glad to have you here. Thanks for being here. So yeah, we went to Marshall's. We went to Bill's. We went to Rack Room Shoes. we decided eventually to just order shoes on Amazon. So their shoes will be arriving on Wednesday. I found shoes for $11 in women's size on Amazon, and the reviews were fantastic for these shoes. So I'm super excited. Yeah, we decided to go with like high top Converse style, and we're just gonna change out the shoelaces with ribbon to match their bridesmaid dresses. It's gonna be adorable. My first name is Sandra. Yes, that's my first name. I'm Sandra. So right before me on Vintage Country Crafting Friends was another Sandra, right? And so we're Sandra sisters. I had to put that in there. It's funny. But yeah, so we went just all over the place, went to Walmart, had to get the kids a donut. But on the way home, because I'm fighting these bugs in my garden, we have snails. I tried the beer trick last night to catch the snails and slugs. And although I did catch some, I found teeny tiny little baby slugs in there. And some snails, quite a few snails. When I was inspecting the leaves, I still found more snails on the leaves of my squash. And I'm trying to keep my squash covered right now because I'm trying to keep away the squash vine borers. That's like the big problem pest in my area, and it's so hard to keep them away. So I don't know. I got some diatomaceous earth. We're gonna do that. I rescued a plant from Tractor Supply. Gonna try to keep that thing alive. I have no idea what it is, but it was only $2. Okay. I put my phone on Do Not Disturb, and I just had a text message come through. Do y'all have that? Again, I am technologically challenged. Okay. That's how that's gonna look. Ooh, that label looks great with that color background. Okay. There it is. I'm looking for my Mod Podge here. Give it a little shakerooski. And then I'm just going to get my little guy here to do some podging. Okay, and I'm just going to move this to the side a bit, and I'm coating the back. I don't think you can see what I'm doing, can you? Okay, there we go. Maybe that's a little better. I'm trying not to have a repeat of when people couldn't see what I was doing on my table. Oh gosh. Like just me talking away. And people like, what in the world is even happening? What are we watching? Nobody knows. Nobody knows. Okay. And the cool thing about painting this is that if you wanted to make this like a dual purpose thing, you could always put a different label on the other side. I really hope that's centered-ish. I kind of pulled it too. I kind of want a crinkled look, so I'm just taking my thumb and scooching things around just a little bit to give it just teeny tiny crinkles. And I know you won't see that so much like from afar when it's up here, but if this is on like a table at a craft show and or something like that, like those are the things that are going to like make it pop to a potential buyer if you're making this for a craft show. So you see there we go on that. Okay, and I'm gonna need a little bit more Mod Podge for the corner here. Missed some. Okay, and looking for my things. My little craft cart is just getting more and more crazy. Where is the label from? The label I got off of Etsy. I'm gonna have to put the link link to it in the comments when I get off, because I can't for the life of me remember. And oh, you know what? Maybe let me look at my iPad. Since it's not working for that, maybe I will. Oh goodness, am I logged in? Okay, good. Me. Yes, it has me logged in. Okay, purchases. Yes, yes, yes. Honeybee printables. Yes, that was it. Honeybee printables. Let's see. Yes. Not now. Okay. So there it is. On Etsy. Honeybee printables is the shop. Yay. My iPad came in handy for something. Oh, thank you, BB Crafts. I appreciate all the sprinkles today, guys. Wow, that's amazing. Okay. So I'm going to take and powder up some of my instant coffee. This is just regular old instant coffee from Dollar Tree. I will not buy it anywhere else to use for crafts because bottles not that much bigger at like the grocery store. They're like $6 or $7. $1.25 for this. So at least for a while. I did hear that they are increasing their prices at Dollar Tree. Did y'all hear that? Hi, Jeannie. Jeannie's palette is up next at 5 o'clock Eastern. So that's 4 o'clock Texas time if y'all are some of my locals watching. Aw, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Thank you. So I just powdered up some instant coffee, some of my Dollar Tree instant coffee. And I'm just going to make it kind of look like maybe a little muddy or, you know, just grungy. And I missed a little spot there with my Mod Podge anyway, so that's going to help with that. And I'll just kind of get some of this coffee on there. This instant coffee. Here we go. And there we go. And I'm just going around to all my little spots where I put my Mod Podge. It's hard for me to think of words or to form actual thoughts and craft at the same time. They are transitioning. I have seen like the aisles where they're like you know, $3 to $5 or even $10 for some things, but I did not know that they were going to be not having even their $1.25 stuff anymore. So I'm really sad about that because, man, I like me a good bargain. And but you know what? Okay, so we went to Dollar General, the black and yellow place, right? We went to the black and yellow place, Dollar General, the other day. We were shopping for bachelorette party jammies and things like that because we were already out and I hadn't packed appropriately. I had a bunch of other stuff going on, so I hadn't packed appropriately, and we went to Dollar General and they had the same kind of garden gloves as Dollar Tree, but they were only $1 and they had cuter, in my opinion, cuter styles. So I was like, well, you know, Dollar Tree is great, but you never know when you're gonna find a good deal elsewhere. Okay, so I've got just, look at that. I wanted that to kind of run if you saw me kind of glob it on there. And I've got, look at that. Kind of just some muddy stuff going on. I love it. I've been talking to some friends in my group, Homemaking and Motherhood. If you're a mother and you enjoy homemaking, or even if you're not a mother, it's just kind of more of a sisterhood anyways. I was asking them about spring cleaning, And everybody's giving me fantastic advice. And I'm like, all of this sounds like torture because I just really want to be outside playing in the dirt, y'all. I just, you know, I want to do my fun crafts, and then I want to go outside and I want to pull more manure out of my pasture and pile more dirt on my potatoes, and just, you know, I don't really want to be pulling dishes out of my cupboards and things like that. I guess that's being an adult though, right? We have to do those things sometimes. I'm just not a fan of it. Not a fan at all. Ask my husband, he'll tell you. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you. Oh, okay. Got some more on there. And okay. So I'm just gonna let that sit for a minute and dry. And I'm going to transition over to my top. And I'm just gonna put this top on here. And that's just gonna stay on there. Okay, so that is on there. What I'm wanting to do, the idea that I had, give me a second, I'm gonna grab my fabric from down here. I'm not really sure, can you hear me? Can you see me? Okay. I'm not sure if I wanna do lace or cheesecloth. What do y'all think? Lace or cheesecloth for the top? Now, it's not going to cover the whole top because I'm going to create like little carrot tops to go on the top here, and then we're just going to go around the edge of it with our fabric. So I'm thinking, I don't know, I've got like lace over here on this item that I grunged up, and then I've got the cheesecloth over here on this other little jar. I'm kind of liking the cheesecloth look. I think that it looks a little bit more rustic, maybe. You like the lace? My daughter's waving at me and pointing cheesecloth. You need a paper towel? Okay, I have a daughter with paper towel needs. Cheesecloth, we've got to vote for cheesecloth. I'm really liking the cheesecloth. Maybe, let's see, let me put this away. I'm so bad about leaving my tops open, and then I get a layer of things happening, and then it's a whole situation. And then before you know it, I've wasted product, and I hate waste. Oh, I hate waste. Lace over cheesecloth. That might be an idea. That might be an idea. Okay. Well, I'm thinking I should probably let this stuff dry. Yeah, let's change gears a little bit and let that dry for a minute. And I'm going to pull out my Crayola Modeling Magic. Thankfully, I had this in the package today because normally I just have it in a baggie, and I cannot for the life of me remember the words Modeling Magic. All I know is that it's Crayola and it's air dry clay and it's an alliteration. I know that, but I can never remember Modeling Magic for some reason. Isn't that hilarious? Oh, happy Monday afternoon. Yes. This is such a fantastic time of day here to be crafting and actually not being outside, because today it is more than a little warm outside, y'all. It is good and stifling, especially since it's been kind of not very hot. Like, we've had some colder weather here recently, so the hot weather, like, we haven't adapted to it yet, right? So it feels just very, very warm. Of course, all my garden plants and stuff, they're all like, yay, warmth. I'm like, well, y'all enjoy that out there, because oh, thank you, Nora. Thanks, I appreciate that. So I'm just making like a little carrot, and then I want it to be flat. So I'm just gonna take off that point and kind of flatten it out, because I'm going to twist it ever so slightly to give it kind of the carrot top look, okay? And I know it just looks like a weird marshmallow right now. Hang in there with me, okay? I promise, we're not done. We're not done. I'm just gonna do a few more of these. So we want some good carrots coming out of our patch, right? Our Mr. McGregor's Farm's carrot patch, picked farm fresh. So we're making carrots. We're making it look like carrots are coming out of the top of this jar. Maybe like it's sitting in a general store. You know, this is the kind of storyline I have going along when I'm thinking of this project. I like to think of little stories to go with them. So this might be sitting in a general store, and you know, Mr. McGregor, maybe that's why he's been so upset that Peter's been stealing his stuff, because this is his livelihood. You know, maybe that's why he was so upset. You don't know. Aww. Thank you, Janice. I appreciate you. You are just so amazing. I feel just so blessed today to be here with y'all. Truly, truly, truly blessed. Let me see here. I'm gonna use a little popsicle stick and try to make some deeper ridges. Look at that. I don't know how well y'all can see that. Maybe if I kind of shield it a little bit. I don't know. But I'm just trying to get those indentations going, because we are going to paint these, okay? I'm gonna add more to this one too, because I like the twisty look, but I just feel like it needs maybe just a little bit more, okay? And carrots, if you've ever grown carrots, they truly are not how they all look in the grocery store. They come out looking all kinds of crazy. Some of them come out looking like legs. You just never know. You just never know. Hi, Linda's Creative Designs. No, Miss Nora. There we go. Glenda O'Farrell, thank you, thank you. Yes, the foam clay is amazing, Jennifer. It's amazing. I apologize if I'm not seeing or commenting back on all of the comments. Again, I'm having to squint a little bit. I'm gonna figure out my life with this iPad though, because the whole reason I purchased it was so that I could use it during my lives. But, you know, being technologically challenged, figuring this stuff out sometimes, it can be comical, right? It can be a little comical. So I feel like I have room for about 3. I'm gonna try to not mess up my little coffee spots. So there's that. Okay. And I'm going to take these off of here, and of course they're best friends now because they've touched. Let me pull them apart, and I'm just going to get out some acrylic paint and hopefully something to use the acrylic paint on. My husband's like, oh, I'm gonna throw your stuff in the trash. I'm like, don't you dare, I'm going to use that. He's like, it's trash, like it's an empty canister from your peanuts. I'm like, yes, and I need it. Please do not toss it. He is a minimalist, so thankfully he's also very gracious because I'm a maximalist. I like me some stuff. Crafting Barefoot with Sharon. Hi Sharon. I'm glad y'all are here. So I've got I just used, oh goodness, did I put it back already? I did. I forgot to say it. This is Pure Orange from, and this is a type of acrylic paint. It's really intended for glass. Like, you could use it on glass if you wanted to. Not a big deal to use it on other stuff. I've used it on all sorts of things. Especially these colors. I don't have like a huge need to buy a ton of the of different varieties of paint in this color, so I'm just like, I'll just use what I've got and it'll work, or I'll be redoing it at a later date. But it's worked just fine for me in all sorts of projects. And I'm going to get covered with orange paint here with my fingers, and that is perfectly fine with me. Okay, here's what I'm going to do. While this is still wet, I'm going to sprinkle it with some of that instant coffee. We want farm fresh goodness here. Okay, so now you can see we've got some dirt going on that. Some of our dirt, just kind of tap it on there. And because it's just a real thin, it's a real thin layer. So I'm just gonna do that. Then I'm going to find what I lost. I had some wire cutters that I put in my bag. I put them in my bag so I wouldn't lose them. Okay, and I have a, let's see here. Let's see what I can do. Okay. I've got this just little deal from Hobby Lobby. It was $5.99 for the whole bunch. And I'm just going to take this off there. Let's see here. How much do we want? How much do we want of this? Maybe I can just strip it. There we go. And yes, okay. There's that. I'm going to use the end of just a cheap little paintbrush, and I'm going to push it into the center of my carrot. Okay. So now in the center, you can see that paint is down deep in there. I didn't have to mess with that at all. And if I need to touch up the outside, I can touch up the outside, that's fine. But it will be a whole lot harder to get that paint into the center once those greens are in there. And look, they've got little flowers on the top. It's so pretty, so stinking pretty. Okay, so we got that one. And I'm gonna go ahead and do the other two. Scurry right along with these. And now I've been trying to keep up with all my friend creators today. And I know in some places it's like still really cold. Where is it? How's the weather where y'all are? It's hot here today. Like normally we can go out and run our errands, and these past, especially these past few weeks, we'll go and do what we got to do, and 2 o'clock in the afternoon, I'm more than willing to run on out to my garden and play in the dirt. But today, that just was not going to happen. That just was not going to happen. I heard somewhere it's snowing today. I do not know how I would handle that because I really enjoy gardening. So, oh well, that's okay. I can put this and then do my dirt. Look at that. Okay, so I'm going to sprinkle on my instant coffee here that I've made look like dirt. And doesn't it look just like that much of a top? Now, I'm going to try to pick this up without messing it up. Okay, so think of if you're looking at a jar with stuff just peeking out, look at that. And what this does, having this lid on here, makes it to where I don't have to create something going all the way down, right? If I didn't have this lid, I might just do that much of a carrot and then stick it on like a skewer or something. That way I don't have to waste a bunch of clay making a super duper long carrot to stick out of there. So that's what I like about keeping that on. And then we'll camouflage the lid with our cheesecloth or lace or something. We'll make it look fancy. We'll make it look cool. We'll hide that. We'll hide it. See. Yeah, so it's just been hot, hot, hot. I super appreciate y'all jumping on with me today. I love getting on here and crafting with y'all. And if you're watching this later, if you weren't able to join me when I went live today, that is okay too. I appreciate y'all jumping on when you can in our daily lives, because time is the one currency that you cannot, there are no refunds, right? So if you are willing to share your time with me and watch me, I do not take that for granted one bit. I appreciate y'all. Okay, and I'm just gonna shove that down in the center and kind of bring this in a bit. Okay, there's our little carrot top. Now, okay, I probably should have already had my glue gun going, but that's okay. We'll do it now. Glue gun girl to the rescue. Hi, Vanessa. Thanks for watching. Thanks for joining in. Okay, let's plug this thing in here. I'm limited on plugs. That's why I can only do one thing at a time. One step at a time, right? We all just work with what we have while we can. And, okay, so this thing is going, and I'm gonna put this over here. Now, if you wanted to add more embellishments, you could. Hopefully I didn't just get stuff all over me. Let's see. I have a tendency to just like reach over and cover myself. If you've ever seen the movie Mrs. Winterbourne, she reaches over and she gets her sleeve in like the bowl of like caviar, or I don't even know what it was, something brown and gooey. That's me. That is me. She is I. We are one. So that's what we've got going so far. I'm gonna put my paintbrush in water. I'm so bad about that, y'all. My paintbrushes, like, they are really wishing they went to a better home. I'm just gonna spray my hands with this vinegar spray. I make this vinegar spray, and I just use white vinegar, and I put it in a jar with like grapefruit peels or orange peels, and then cinnamon sticks and cloves. And I use it as a kitchen cleaner, and that's what I use to remove the labels off of my glass jars. I just spray them and let them sit for a few minutes, and it works amazingly for all cleaning needs. And of course it's non-toxic because it's all real ingredients, right? Just your white 5% vinegar. And so I love it. I love it. And I know some people like to put in like pine needles. You could definitely do that if you are a fan of that scent. I love that scent also, but we go through a lot of citrus. And again, I don't like to waste. And so I like to use up what we have. And I could get pine needles. I have a neighbor with a pine tree, and I know that she's offered me pine needles in the past. So I could, but I'm not gonna go out and search for ingredients when I have things that I can use right in front of me, right? So that's just me and my not wanting to waste brain. I also have these little picks, and I think what I can do, I've got 10 minutes. I wonder if I should just go ahead. Let me go ahead and glue these down first. Are we hot yet? Are we cooking with fire? Maybe a little bit. Not quite as hot as I would like, but it's a moving. It's a moving and a grooving. We'll just get these. Okay, well, apparently it's getting a little overzealous here. Let's see. Okay. Something's up with my hot glue gun, y'all. I don't know what's up. But, all right. So those are hot glued on. I do this all the time where I make things and then I just leave the clay to dry. I'll glue it on, get it, 100% done with the project, and I just leave it to dry, and it's fine. It just sits up there and dries, and I don't have to wait on anything. So that is very good for my brain, because I am not great at waiting on stuff. Okay, so I'm just gonna cut me off some of this and see where we go from there. See where the wind takes us. Okay, just open this up a bit. I know there's so many layers to cheesecloth. Okay, I think we're at a single, nope. Just when you think that you are down to one layer. Okay, there we go. Now, I'm wanting to do, can you guys see what I'm doing? I'm just gonna wrap this around and hopefully not smudge my my muddiness around here. Okay, I'm just going to, okay, let me undo this a little bit so I can bring it down around my carrots. I don't want it over my carrots, just around, but I do want it to cover. Okay, let me turn this around. It's fighting me a tad, it's fine. We will be, we'll make it, okay. Okay, so I am going to trim off a good portion of that. I'm going to use my glue gun here, and I'm going to hot glue it in place, kind of move it around there. Let me turn this. I'm telling y'all as if y'all can see what I'm doing. Y'all can see with my eyes. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad y'all like it. So I'm just gonna put that there. And I'm gonna put this here. And I'm just trying to kind of adjust it around, okay? And I know that's not the look quite yet, but I like the idea of layering the lace. So I'm going to cut this lace around, and on this I've used my coffee mix, and let's see here, and I get my coffee grunge recipe from my Sweet Home Living. This is not my own recipe, but I use her recipe because it works so well and it smells so good. And that's what I have on this lace. And I'm going to take my giant jar of coffee grunge here. So it's in this giant jar. It's got the instant coffee, it's got cinnamon and vanilla, and it's amazing. And I have to make it in giant vats because I just go through it. I go through it. And I'm just gonna dump some of this out. And it dries. I have not had any issues with like pests coming in for it or anything like that. So no worries there on my end. I don't know what kind of pests y'all have, but I haven't had any issues. And then I'm just gonna go around this and pat my little fabric here. And I'm gonna pat my little guys here. I don't know if that's gonna stick to that. I might have to use my coffee podge, which is so coffee podge. I'm just kind of thinking and talking and crafting, you know, the thoughts and the words. It's all that. Coffee podge is a mixture of school glue and the coffee grunge. Pretty similar to the way you would make if you were going to make your own Mod Podge. You just use that. Mine I mixed with Mod Podge, and it's a little thinner, and so that's what I'm going to use as a glaze on my carrots here in just a minute, once I get my lace and my cheesecloth, goodness me, words, going. Okay, so there we go, there's that. Look at there. Okay, now I have my mixture, my little glaze here. Hi, Rose. Rosebrook Cottage, is that because your name is Rose, or? Okay, I'm thinking your name is Rose, but let me know. If you comment your name, oh gosh. It's not wanting to work. It's not wanting to open. Rosebrook Cottage. I see that you're watching. Oh goodness me. Well, that's not going to work out. I'm going to have to get my son to open that for me later. But what I can do is open my Mod Podge back up. Okay. And I'm just going to get me my little lid here. And I'm going to put some of my Mod Podge in. And then I will do my little science experiment here, y'all, for your viewing pleasure. And put some of this coffee grunge in there. And stir it around with my little brush. Get it good, and because what I'm looking for is to just add a hint of glaze and maybe like some shadowing kind of to my carrots. If you have like the ink oxide stuff, you could do that. I usually use just like regular ink from Dollar Tree because we are low budget over here. I'm a low budget gal. If you're crafting with me, we are doing some low budget crafting. This is not going to be expensive. We're going to use kitchen trash and very few embellishments from places where you can buy embellishments, because I am not that person. And you know what I like to do? I really like to go to yard sales or thrift stores, and even if I don't like the bouquet or arrangement or whatever that's being sold, I'll buy it just to get the stuff to like take apart. So, oh, thank you. Okay, yes, Jeannie's palette is up next. So please make sure that you are following along with our creators today in, oh, I touched my stuff, in Vintage Country Crafting Friends. And there we go. There we go. We've got our carrots sticking out the top, and Mr. McGregor would be proud. Our carrots have been harvested, so Peter can't have them. And let's see. What do y'all think? Do you think we're good, or should I add something else? I'm loving how it looks, but I'm just wondering if maybe I should add, like, I have a bag. You know what? I'm gonna add. I've got 1 minute left. I'm just gonna add a little bit of Spanish moss. Just a tiny bit. So, yes. Oh, that's gonna, yes. Okay. I'm doing that. I'm going around here with my Spanish moss on top. Y'all just take a look at that. Yes. Okay, don't burn your fingers though, because that is a hot gun. A hot glue gun. That is for sure. Okay. Sticking that right in there. Okay. Okay. And there we go. I'm gonna continue to make this, get this to right where I want it. And I will see y'all, let's see, today's Monday. I will be live again on Friday morning, 9 a.m. And I hope y'all will join me at that time. Y'all take care. Thank you for homemaking a homemade home with me today. I'll see y'all later. Bye.